Well, nothing of real interest happened today. Although I have some bad news, and some of you probably won't think it's that bad of news. That little yellow-headed green parrot we had that was so loud, that screamed all the time, it up and died. It was at the bottom of the cage this morning, and took it out of there, and it was still alive, and held it for a while, and we put it in its box that it's like to live in, and it lasted most of the day. Here a little bit ago, I went and checked on it and took it out and was holding it, and it just flat out died. And Cindy says she thinks that bird was probably a little more than 20 years old, maybe 25 years old, but she was loud. I didn't like the screaming, and a lot of the reason I was in the woodshed here. But she was a sweet little thing. She'd rub her head on your cheek and stuff, and that's too bad. I liked that little bird. But anyhow, this morning stuff, I didn't get that far on, and then some friends stopped by, Keith and Donna, the fella that brought me that trap here. I think it was last summer, might have been the one before, but anyway, they stopped by and visited for a little while, and that was fun. And then we just went up to the, used to be McPherson's here in town, the clothing store. The friend of ours bought that place, he had a party up there. But anyhow, I'm rambling here. But Cindy, I know I've mentioned it a few times, she works for free. It's a volunteer deal at Rags and Wags, they call it. It's a little second-hand store that's owned by the animal shelter. And whatever they sell, everything there is donated. And anything they sell, it goes to buying dog and cat food at the animal shelter. There's only a couple of people that work there full-time that actually get paid. Most of them, like Cindy, just doing it for the fun of it. And anyhow, she come up. Okay, I guess I need to start from the beginning. There is a hamburger place up there in Hamilton, Montana called Knapp's. They got the greatest hamburgers in the world. Those things are that big around. They got a heaping pile of French fries, and I mean, it's tough to eat it all. It's good food. But up high, behind their bar there, they have these fancy bottles of tequila. And Cindy asked them about it one day, and the lady says, well, those are high dollar, and we don't go through very many bottles of those. And Cindy says, well, when it's empty, she says, can I have the bottle? And the lady says, well, you'd be on a long list. There's a bunch of people who want that bottle. So we kind of forgot about it. Well, lo and behold, in the Rags and Wags, in comes this bottle of tequila. And it's pretty nice. I mean, it's porcelain and all that stuff, and we knew it was a high dollar bottle of whiskey or tequila, but had never dreamed it would be this much. I'm going to show you this label here, but when I first saw it, I thought maybe that was for a case of them and not just one bottle. But no, this tequila is called Clase Abzul, something like that. But it's got an L in there. It's not a case like in a suitcase or a case of beer or a case of bottles or whatever. It's Clase. Can you believe this price? $4,140 for that. $4,000. So now I'm wondering, if you were to buy a drink, a tequila, in that restaurant, bar, whatever it is, at $4,140 a bottle, what would a shot of that cost? So I looked that up. I don't remember now. I may have to turn this off and look it up again. But there's 16 shots, I guess, in a fifth. So let's see here. If we go $4,140 divided by 16 shots, that's $258.75 a shot. And that's the price before they add anything to make a profit. That is their price to buy that thing. Holy smokes, folks. Do people really have that kind of money? Well, they don't around here, at least not that I've met. But so it got me to thinking. And you know, I got kind of a weird brain. I think of all sorts of odd things all the time. But let me see if I can find this here. Okay, where'd we go here? So I looked up the most expensive bottle of tequila in the world. Hey, you're not going to believe this. Okay. The most expensive tequilas in the world. Tequila Ley. 0.95 Diamante. $3.5 million for one bottle. $3.5 million. Wonder what that would cost for a one shot. Okay, so it says here. The extravagant creation in 2016 was far higher price, $3.5 million. The bottle contains an ultra premium blend distilled from agave from Jalisco, Mexico. The agave is slow roasted and distilled twice in a copper pot still. Then it sits for up to 7 years in French oak barrels, yielding a rich flavor of vanilla, caramel, and toasted oak. How good could it be? Why does this tequila command such a high price? The bottle is crafted from platinum and encrusted with 4,100 white diamonds, totaling 18.5 carats. This is the only bottle in the world that's like this one. $3.5 million, it can be yours, folks. That ain't no cheap drug. Shoot, set 'em up, boys. Let's have a round. Can you imagine that? That's when you know you got way too much money. So then I got to thinking that tequila is mostly that much money because of the bottle. So what's the next highest one? Tequila Ley 0.95 Ultra Premium, $225,000. And you go up here. This one's got the same bottle that Cindy found. This cheap $4,000 bottle. These ones here are $30,000 for one bottle. Here's one for $13,680, and it doesn't even have a fancy bottle. $7,500. I don't even like tequila. Makes more than your clothes fall off, I'll tell you that. $2,000. Here's one for just a pizzly little $5,000. Anyway, I could go on and on and on. Here's another 5,000, 4,000, 2,900. Anyhow, so I like whiskey. I don't care for tequila much. So I looked up the most expensive whiskey in the world. The most expensive whiskey on earth sells for more than the cost of your soul. I don't know about that. But it is $1.1 million. So the tequila beats it, which is a surprise. I like I say, I personally don't like tequila. I would like to taste it, though. I mean, something that expensive, I'd like to know why it's that expensive. My neighbor down here, she travels the world. She's moved since, but she's traveled the world over, and she's gone to, I mean, most all of the countries in the world. And she brought me back some cigars from Cuba. She brought me back some from Honduras and all this stuff, and really high dollar stuff. And I told her just one. I don't smoke, but I do like a cigar once in a great while. And she brought me back some really high dollar ones. I couldn't hardly eat them. I couldn't hardly smoke them. First off, they're big as a toilet paper tube. They're too doggone big, make you sick trying. But they tasted good. But you know, them little cheap Swisher Sweets, I like them better. Backwoods cigars, they used to make one ugly looking thing. It's all natural leaf and stems poking up and whatnot. But it was a black aromatic, and it was good. I like those. I haven't seen them for sale again for a long time. But I would like to know what makes them, you know, supposedly worth that much money. They can't taste that much better. Them cigars didn't. I mean, they were okay, but I sure wouldn't have spent the money she did just to bring me one. I was grateful for it, of course, but it wasn't something I would buy. What do we look up? The most expensive liquors. Okay, the top 10 most expensive liquors in the world. I don't even know how do you spell it, or how you say this. I guess it's lemon flavored. $44 million. $44 million. Here's a whiskey, $6.2 million. A vodka, just a mere $3.7 million. Better get 2 or 3 of them. Okay, this is the one, $3.5 million. I already showed you that one. 1.9 million champagne. $1.9 million. $1.5 million. That's just for one bottle. You know, most of us never have $1 million. And can you imagine everything you've earned in your entire lifetime plus throwing it on one bottle of whiskey or one bottle of tequila or something like that? Just makes no sense to me. Here we struggle just to keep gas in the truck and buy beer in the same day, and these folks are they're a little out of our league, folks. Anyway, those are the kind of people I try to avoid, you know. I mean, the only reason to spend $1 million or $3 million or whatever on a bottle of booze is to impress people that don't matter anyway. So, have a great day. I'm rambling now, but I'm still kind of in shock that somebody from our little town Maybe they weren't. Maybe they picked up this bottle somewhere. But somebody from our little town was able to spend that much money on that bottle. It ain't happening here. See you, folks. See you tomorrow. Bye.